We're going to take a look at some sitters. Hi everyone, and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you are very welcome to another episode of The Focus, basically a live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting, where I hop on here very last minute and impromptu whenever I feel like it, just to chat about all things 1/6 scale related. Thank you very much to the 8 people watching, and yeah, we're going to talk about some sitters. These aren't like sitters that are currently sitting. These are like ones that are on pre-order that haven't been actually announced or released yet, that I think when they're going to be released, I think they're going to sit despite this new climate. And I could be wrong, but just for fun. So if you're here, maybe you want to put some suggestions into the chat. Maybe you kind of want to put in some things maybe that you think are going to sit, because that would be just to kind of, I suppose, get things going here. And I want to hear your opinions on what do you think, what pre-orders that haven't been released yet, when they are released, have the potential to actually sit in stock. And maybe a lot of people just won't buy them for whatever reason. Maybe they're just not particularly maybe not particularly popular characters or something like that. Yeah, just let us know. Anyway, I'm going to address the chat really quickly, see if anyone's here. So we have Carlito here. Thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate that. 1/6 shooter is here. Let's go. The obligatory let's go. And Empire Strikes Again says, loves the sitter. All right. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed to 1/6 Figure Focus yet, and you like the content, appreciate it if you do. Really, really quickly, folks, just want to give you an update on the whole charity thing that I'm doing now. Just bear with me and I'll just get this. So after, like, anyone who's monetized will know that there's a few hoops you have to jump through to get all set up and all that kind of jazz. But I'm officially set up now, and basically all the revenue from the channel from August 1st to New Year's Eve of this year is going to be added up. So any ad revenue, any super chats, super likes, super thanks, they're going to be given to the children's, the Temple Street Children's Hospital. I'm going to make a donation in January. It's basically our national children's hospital here in Ireland, and it'll all be totted up, and I'm going to forfeit those funds and it'll be dedicated to that cause. So got my first payout from YouTube today, and the revenue at the moment, the charity fund at the moment, is €506.06. So that's every single bit of revenue from the channel so far. So massive thank you to anyone who's taken the time to watch any videos, like any videos, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, leave a comment, engage in the chat. And of course, the people who super chatted, you do not have to do that. I do not expect it, but because I've been very fortunate within this community, I am going to, dedicate all that stuff to charity in the new year. So thank you very much. So we're on just over €500. That's amazing. Like, so thank you very much. Mike Fela. Hey everyone. Number one has got to be Listerine Iron Man. I didn't even think of that, but yeah. 17 in the chat. Thank you very much. What's up all? I think Zombie Hunter Spider will sit and later become sought after. You could be right. Talia Meyer. Hello all. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. Scott McDowell. How's everyone? We're good. Mark Attack. Hello, Shane. The chat. I think Quill and the Blurg will end up sitting. Quill and the Blurg has been dead almost 3 years now, and IG-11 is still sitting too. Maybe they'll make a small batch though. That's the thing. That's the thing. So I don't think it's simple as it's an unpopular character and it will sit. So, and Oliver Pilgrim is here as well. Excellent stuff. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw up some images here. Like, I'll just go through some of these different ones. So I'm going to share screen. And where do we have? All right. So slideshow is just the easiest thing to get up. So, right. So slideshow. Oh, Stormtrooper. All right. Look at that price. Look at that price. This wasn't too long ago, because this is the first trooper I ever got. It wasn't that long ago. So Right. 1 second. Let's sign up. All right. So yeah, someone mentioned the Blurg there, so I'm going to go ahead and look at that. I suppose first of all, I might actually take a look at some of the pre-order stuff. All right, so that's a few filters here. Pre-release. These are all Hot Toys pre-release. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to go 6 scale. I'm not going to mess with vehicles or quarter scale. Right. So maybe we go from newest. So these are the newest ones. All right. So is anything popping out to you here that you think is going to sit? Because like, I don't think it's as simple as, oh, that character is a fringe character. They're not that popular. Because if it's a real fringe character and they kind of, if there was low pre-order numbers, you would imagine it'd be smaller batches, and therefore imagine that if it's a smaller batch, they could hit waitlist quick. So maybe that's what happened with, assuming there's no, my tinfoil hat isn't on here for Sideshow, but assuming, say, I suppose Peacemaker is a good example, because when it was first released, like, a lot of people didn't like it. I personally didn't like it. I maybe didn't think it was as bad as everyone else was making out, but I thought those joints were horrible. And there was a few strange decisions made with the body proportions and the kind of the tongue and stuff like that, and that the face sculpt didn't really look like John Cena. But then when I saw the updated pictures, they seem to have fixed the body proportions. They seem to have, well, the sculpted arms are or sorry, the seamless arms are great, and it just looked better. The head sculpt looked like John Cena, the bit that you could see. So now that's gone on waitlist, I wonder, like, is that Sideshow just getting stung with loads and loads of stock, so they're ordering lower batches of everything, or was it just like, yeah, there wasn't enough demand for this, so therefore Hot Toys are going to make a smaller batch? But anyway, so I don't think it's as simple as like it's a fringe character. Like this, like RoboCop here, like I don't know, could that sit? I mean, I guess a lot of this stuff is going to sit anyway, no matter how good it is, and no matter how, a lot of times, popular or unpopular stuff is, like. But I mean, is there anything standing out to you there, like, that's going to sit? Because you could make the argument, like this here. Okay, the obvious choice for me is that's going to sit and that's going to sit, because even if the pre-order numbers are low on this and they order a lower batch, that movie sucked. So I think even if they order a small batch in this, that's going to be there for ages. I think that could be Jet Trooper Shatari. The movie was just terrible. This here as well, I haven't seen the movie. From what I hear, it wasn't too far off Matrix 4. They're more or less the same looking figure, really, aren't they, as well? This guy is zombified. So I mean, that one there, maybe people are going to pick that up because it's like, it ties in with it's kind of like an anti-hero type of, is a Spider-Man villain. I'm not too familiar with the character, but from what I've heard, the movie is terrible. But then you hear people saying that they actually like the figure. Who knows? So I'm just going to address some of these chats there. So Insane One, that's Brian here. Thank you very much. I think Ahsoka could sit due to the fact that a new Ahsoka for her show is probably on the works and will come out to mark the release of the show. Yeah, could. Empire Strikes Again, thank you very much for the £5 super chat just to top up that total a little. Man, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And maybe after every month, like maybe at the end of September and October, November, I'll give any updates if there are any updates. And then, of course, in January, I'll do a stream and I'll reveal how much we as a community have raised. Sylvian Loki, possibly, yeah. See, there's so many different things here. Like popular figures, say the Mark III. Iron Man is their cash cow. That Mark III it's the one that started it all. The Mark III looks fantastic. I pre-ordered it myself. That could still end up sitting because they could produce huge batches of it. And then there's the other argument that, like, the fringe characters, say, or the characters who basically came from bad movies, or maybe they're bad characters or whatever, like for the likes of the Neo from the Matrix 4. Obviously, the numbers for that, the pre-order numbers are going to be lower. The production numbers have to be lower. You could argue, but that would make it sell out faster. But it's still a bad movie, and not the Neo that people. I don't think the vast majority of people want that version of Neo. I think people want, the first one, the lobby scene one from the first Matrix, or even the very least the kind of I don't know, kind of the priest's outfit kind of type one from the second Matrix. So there's a few different ways of looking at this. Like Sylvie and Loki, you could look at that and kind of go, all right, so like I don't like any of the Marvel TV shows, so I'm really, really biased. I watched them all, but I haven't bought anything. I haven't seen anything in a Marvel TV show to make me commit to buy any of those figures from the show. I just think it's disposable content. But I still watch them, and sometimes they entertain me, and sometimes not so much. But the Sylvie from Loki, yeah, possibly, or even both of them, because that show came out. When was that? Was it 2020? Was it 2 years ago? And now the hype has died down, and this goes back into, you order something, and 2 years later it gets released, and then there's always going to be the diehards who are like diehard Loki fans, or now they're diehard Sylvie fans, and go back and rewatch that show and love them, and they're going to get them anyway. It's always going to be those like people who stick to their guns. But there would be like, it's a hype beast as well. So a lot of people who are the hype for that show, if they got hyped up and maybe they weren't like diehard Loki fans, but it just bought into the hype, and then they ordered it, and maybe now they're canceling and stuff like that. That can happen as well. So there's multiple different ways of looking at this. Smash the smash that like it's told something. Gotta catch the rerun. Thank you very much, Mike Fela. I agree with the Blurg sitting with the one on the OG Mando will probably sell out. That's there's kind of like, I'm going to address the ones in the thumbnail first anyway, but sometimes I might pick out random ones here and we'll have a chat with them, have a chat about them, like. But I will give my reasoning for the ones on the thumbnail at the very least. Boba Fettuccini says, let's go people, it's for the kids. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. You don't have to do that, but like all of that is going to be donated to in January to the Temple Street Children's Hospital. 1-6 shooter Trevor, I think Reva will be around for a while. Yeah, possibly. Like the thing about Reva, like, is like that head sculpt is phenomenal. It's so good. It's just one of the best head sculpts I have seen, and I know it's a prototype. Hopefully, it turns out as good as the prototype. The real thing turns out as good. It looks fantastic, but maybe the character was divisive, and some people will buy it, and a lot of people won't, and maybe some will, some won't. I think that may sit if they overproduce it. Chrome Mando, they'll definitely overproduce like the best guy. Yeah. True, unless they've learned a lesson and produced lower numbers. But like Mando's their thing. Like Mando's like the Iron Man of Star Wars at the moment, really, isn't he? Or Boba, maybe Boba Fett could be. Mark Attack 1-6 shooter, definitely Grand Inquisitor 2, but not as much. Yeah, Valkyrie. Basically, a lot of this stuff could sit unless there's a major sea change. Like we are starting to see things go on waitlist and all that. I could see the Grand Inquisitor sitting, but yeah, that Morbius resellers are gonna have to pay. Yeah, do you know, like there's was it in March 2020 when everything crashed, because company who were buying oil already had agreed a certain price for, I think it was like futures contracts or something like that. They'd agreed to pay X amount, let's say $100 for a barrel of oil or 1,000 barrels of oil on a certain date. And when everything crashed, because everything was going into lockdown and no one was traveling anywhere and companies were shut down, oil wasn't in as much demand. But as the people that agreed to buy it, the companies had to buy it at that price, but they'd nowhere to store it because it was just going to sit. They actually had to still pay their $100 or whatever it was per barrel of oil. So the price of oil actually went down to like -100, like because they'd agreed a price and they had to pay for it and not take it, basically because no one was going anywhere. Yeah. So I really like Matrix 4, but that Neo figure doesn't look very good to me, and InArt are making one as well. Actually, I've heard they put the brakes on the Matrix 4 and Neo. I think John from Queen Studios was saying that because of that reason. Just yeah, yeah, Scott, I'm glad. I think you're like the one person who liked it. Sorry, I couldn't resist. No, that's fair enough. Like, there's definitely things I like that other people don't like, and vice versa. But yeah, I just don't think it was that popular a movie. And Queen Studios, John did say that they've actually pumped the brakes on that. I think if they made a lobby scene Matrix Neo from the first one, that'd be a no brainer. That Wolverine is definitely not sitting. Yeah, that's things like the Wolverine, the RoboCop. I'm kind of going, surely people will realize this is not going to come around again, or may not for a while. Hot Toys making, well, are they making, or are they just like kind of announcing, you know? Dave Owens with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. On the wait list now for Peacemaker. Sorry. Yeah, I did not expect that either. I really didn't expect that at all. I loved the show, and I really liked that James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. I thought John Cena was brilliant in it. I just thought it was a great movie. It was. I didn't like the first Suicide Squad. I thought that was a train wreck. But yeah, just like what James Gunn. James Gunn's able at taking motley crews of characters and who shouldn't work together, but work well together, make you care about them within the space of 2 hours. So yeah, I really, really like that. Really like the Peacemaker movie, or sorry, TV show. Saw the figure, didn't like it. So yeah, it was an easy pass. I didn't critique it though as much as other people did, but I was like, no, it wasn't for me. But then when I saw the revised version, I was like, okay, that looks amazing. And Joao, Big Brother, he I was on a stream one day and I said, they might fix the arms, and he said, oh well, if they ever fix that arms, I'll get you one. Not sure how he's feeling now, seeing this going on waitlist. I'm joking. And again, thank you very much, Dave Owens, for that $9.99 super chat. Very much appreciated. Mario El Profesoro, how are you, Mario? I'm willing to overlook a few things on that Valkyrie because the head sculpt head sculpt's fantastic. Folks, the super chats are rolling in and very much appreciated. Thank you very much. I'm actually really looking forward to January, and just who says that? Oh, I'm really looking forward to the end of December, maybe, where I can kind of just see how much we raised as a community. An anonymous donor actually reached out to me and said they want to remain anonymous, and they sent me, like, friends and family, like a PayPal. They sent me like $100, so we're up to like €500, and about $100 of that was an anonymous donor. So that was greatly appreciated. So I don't know if they are watching, but if they're watching, thank you very much. It's a great going to a good cause. The Eccentric Geek, $10 for the kids. Awesome channel. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I always enjoy your content, and I have to support Ireland because it is by far the most memorable country I've visited. Oh, thanks very much. It is a nice spot. There is some gems in Ireland. I think there's some gems in a lot of country, though. Some lovely places. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Dave Owens. I don't know about Valkyrie. Jane is on a wait list already. This is the thing. Like, it seems like, well, Sideshow anyway. See, there's two things that could be going on. Like, Hot Toys could be producing smaller numbers, but they get their pre-orders from, like, Sideshow and maybe other. Who else do they supply? Like, directly. They're gonna definitely be getting numbers from orders. So if they're basing their manufacturing on the pre-orders, it could be just a case that everyone was sitting around in 2020. A lot of people who, like, were fortunate enough to not lose their jobs and were working from home and had loads of money, well, maybe more money than usual, because they weren't going to the cinema, they weren't, going on dates, they weren't going on holidays, and so they still had a job and an income, but they had less opportunities to spend money and maybe lean in collection a bit more. And maybe some of those collectors are gone, and now the pre-order numbers are seriously down for a lot of things. Plus, people getting sick of wait times and yada yada yada. You've heard it all before. So it's kind of, it's hard to know. I haven't revisited any Marvel show. Me neither. The Mandalorian I've watched multiple times. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. TV shows for these IPs seem to be one-hit wonders. The only one that liked Matrix 4. Don't be guilty. You like what you like. These figures with standard and deluxe. Yeah, that's it. Because they're going to pick. That's why I put the integrated suit Spidey on that. A few reasons. A lot of people don't like that suit. I really like it. I like the gold spider on it. It reminds me of like a comic book. I think it's Civil War, that comic book run. I really like it. And I'd like to get the three of them together. And the three of them together, he was wearing the integrated suit. But the integrated suit has like two SKUs or two versions. It has the integrated suit with base and integrated suit without. And I think the one without is going to sit. Because people lost their minds over that base because it had the Doc Ock tentacle and the pumpkin bombs. Whereas I'm like, yeah, I don't want the base, I don't want the lizard, I don't want the Sandman, and I don't want that integrated suit base. So I'm going to get the three versions without. But I think you're right, Mario. One of them will sit, and I do think it will be the one. For that example, for integrated suit, I think it will be the one without the base, because a lot of people like the base, from what I can hear. Chuli, how are you? Collector Joey, how are you? Am I right in saying there's no early waitlists on Star Wars yet? What can I remember? Peacemaker, Quarter Scale, Iron Man. Is Jane on waitlist as well? Gilgamesh is on waitlist, but Gilgamesh had to been a combination of the movie not being good, and they're not going to complete the line, and not the most popular character, I'm guessing, and low pre-order numbers. Had to be. I'm talking too much. Yeah, I'd be like that, Dave. Once I commit, I usually follow through. Anything I've ever cancelled, it's because I can get it cheaper somewhere else. So if I want to cancel, I cancel. I rarely sell figures. I rarely cancel figures. But the only times I've cancelled were like, I can get that cheaper somewhere else, and it's been way too long, so I can keep my NRD and then put my money towards it and get some money back. Play the game. Mario is dead right with this next point. I'm just going to read this first. I'm learning this year that if it's a piece I like and can get, I just need to pre-order ASAP. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say you still have to pre-order. It seems to be like there's a lot of that, like don't pre-order, and then wait, pre-order. Just, I don't know, any of these waitlist things, they wouldn't really make me pre-order, to be honest. Even if it was something that I really wanted, because maybe they're on waitlist on Sideshow, but that could be just Sideshow lowering things, Hey, Mario said right. Quarter scale Boba is on waitlist. Yep, you're dead right. You don't see that 4 moving either. Yeah. Well, right. So, what did I have on the thumbnail? I suppose I had the Blurg on the thumbnail. Remind myself what I had on the thumbnail. Blurg. Yeah, I just think Blurg is set. So, how will on Blurg? Where? Where? I already typed in Blurg. All right, so you have 3 versions of it. I think people who missed out on Durasteel Mando and want to get a new one might go for this one. People who want Quill and a Blurg, it would make sense to go for this one. Now, there's still an argument that if you have the OG Mando, you could buy this and then buy this one and pop the OG Mando on that, but who's going to want 2 Blurgs? Or there's the, like, if you want Quill and you want a Blurg, you're obviously going to get that one. So the only reason I can see someone buying this, realistically, bar putting like Deadpool on it or whatever, would be someone who has the OG Mando and wants to pop this on this. Wouldn't that be right? Because you can buy Quill on its own. Or you can buy Quill with the Blurg. So if someone wanted a Quill and a Blurg, that's the obvious choice. And there is an argument that I've heard people say that the legs and articulation on this Durasteel Mando might be better than the original. So maybe people mightn't buy this for the Durasteel Mando because they might be scared that it won't actually fit on. So I think this one's going to sit. Even if the number is low, I think I can't see a lot of people who want this fish in their collection. What do you think? I'll take a look and see what people think. Minute 1 pre-order, the Mopo. That's funny. Zach from Collecting Weekly does not like dopos, hopos, or mopos. Yeah, and fairness, like these things, you don't really. I wouldn't be so quick to say pre-order anything because I know things are changing a bit, but I don't know. I still wouldn't be under pressure to pre-order things. And I do pre-order some things, not for fear of missing out, but it's more that it's more because I have a wish list and every release that comes out that I actually do want gets added to the wish list and then it gets converted onto my pre-order list if I pre-ordered it, but my wish list is getting longer and I have to trim the fat on that, so I don't want to just wait until things come out because I like to use payment plans and tip away on things. Ghostbusters Plus Collector. Love your content, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. That is that's really kind. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Blurg being slept on. Flying under the radar. The legged piranha looks so grumpy. I actually really liked it in the show because like it's kind of one of the cool things about Star Wars. You've all these weird looking creatures and stuff. But I wouldn't I wouldn't buy it. Sorry. I might have to go downstairs and get a drink of water. Do you think that Durasteel Mando will be in his standard packaging and just shipped along with the Blurg? No. I think that it'll be a big box and the two of them will be together. I don't think it'll be two separate. Shipped along with the Blurg. They'll be on the one box anyway, Dave, I'd imagine. Like I can't see if you order the Mando and the Blurg to be two separate boxes. I'd say it'd be one box, but it could be standard packaging or updated. I'm interested to see if the articulation gets updated. Like I'm not getting the Blurg anyway. And I have the Durasteel Mando, but I am interested to see if they did make updates because I'd be very skeptical. I wouldn't surprise me if they gave the exact same figure, like, you know. Bennikin, hey mate, it's been a while. How are you, Bennikin? Mafia. How are you, Anthony? Still think that intro you did was pretty damn awesome. Attack of the Blurgs. These are going to sit in stock for a while. With that said, I'm getting Quill and the Blurg. I think Quill and the Blurg is probably, if I was to get one, because like Quill is one of those kind of cool sage characters, but like I just can't. Again, that's just, I suppose, my restrictions with space and stuff like that. But I think Quill and the Blurg is the coolest looking combination. I think it looks even better than the Mandalorian Blurg. The Quill looks more natural on it or something like that. The Blurg's going to drop in price. Yeah, I'm surprised the Bat Pod hasn't dropped in price. Has the Bat Pod dropped in price? Because I know it might have dropped a little bit, but I don't know. I haven't seen like significant deals on it because I think they really overproduced them. There was pictures of like crates and crates of them there, and you know, like vehicles like that. A lot of times I'm seeing speeders sit, which is good because I do want to pick up. I picked up the Scout Trooper, but I purposely picked it up on its own because if I'm getting a speeder bike, I think if I do want the Mandalorian Scout Trooper and speeder bike because it comes with the little Grogu and stuff like that, and the little bag more so than the Grogu. I know like Grogu comes with everything, but I do like the little satchel and stuff like that because you can take the satchel off, you can put on Mando as well. Yeah, but that return, if Mafia is still in the chat, or if anybody else has the Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper, so that's the Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper, do you think it's quite a tall figure? Because I got mine now, is like, this boy is tall. So just maybe if someone can confirm that anyone in the chat has the Return of the Jedi, the one they just released like a few months back, Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper. I think it's quite tall. Blurg in hand is for 2 in the waitlist. Brilliant. I love it. Blurg is a venomized tadpole. Kinky Sphincter is going to wait for some coupons. Should have done the Banta instead. Yeah. When I saw that scene when he was on the Banta for about 3 hours, I thought maybe they'll do it. I wonder about the latest Thor. I'm getting him because I don't have a Thor, but there are much better Thor costumes. Yeah, I don't have a Thor, and I was kind of hoping I really liked the movie. But I really did not. I just really did not. Oh, that was tough work. Oh God, it was just, I can't believe I got up out of my house to go and watch this. No, really was not a fan. So the Blurg Mando is the Durasteel. So the Blurg Mando is the Durasteel. I'm not sure what you mean by that. That's gone way over my head. They won't make Quill again for a long time. Yeah, Quill's dead. So, I assume you're talking about the Return of the Jedi Trooper. Mine isn't here yet, but are you saying the Trooper itself is tall? Yeah, it is tall. Like it's on Sideshow. It says it's like 30.5 centimeters or something. Then it says the Shore Trooper is 30 centimeters, and he just seems to tower over the Shore Trooper. He's a bit taller. Like I was like, that's interesting. As a biker, I would love to have all the bikes: the Bat Pod, the Speeder, the Bat Cycle. But man, that's a lot. Yeah, the only one I have is the Bat Pod, and it's just worked out really nicely because my friend from my 30th a long time ago got me like an official movie poster of The Dark Knight, so I have that framed, and underneath it I've got this. It's just a basic black bookshelf, but it's about a meter wide. And the the bat pod is in around, I want to say, God, what would I say? It's maybe 60 centimeters long. So it fits nicely on top of it. It has a bit of space either side. But I mean, like, I have a few floating shelves, and if I got a speeder bike, because it comes with the little dynamic stand and a small footprint, you can you can put that anywhere really. Like, once you have a small footprint, apart from, like, not inside a detail, obviously, but I wouldn't do that anyway. But something like a tumbler, I don't have space for that really. Like, the coffee table way is the way to go, but I just don't have that style or space to do that. Is it not the same body as a Mandalorian one? I would imagine so. The Scout was a little taller, but makes him look lean and mean. Nice to have a little height. Yeah, I really like it. It's a really, really cool, and thanks for clarifying that. So it's not just mine. Did you check out Lady Spectacular by SW Toys? Nope. I'm gonna get Quill just cause. No Blurg, no room. Seen Love and Thunder 3 times in the theater and just love it. Didn't intend to go to the theater that much, but look, if you like it, you like it. I'm happy for you. Yeah, just wasn't for me. Good to know how to see when it arrives. Yeah, let me know when it does arrive, Anthony, because that was a bit strange. But like that other person said, like, it does make him look like lean and mean. He's really cool looking. Like, he's really cool looking. He's got, like, I love that little ankle holster he has, and I love the big rifle he has, and just the look from when he's got a bit of, like, just a bit of light weathering. It's just cool looking. Marvel is really disappointing at this point. Everything's a joke now. I stick to the Infinity Saga for now. Star Wars hit or miss, but mostly miss. Have you seen Andor? Because I have not. Please, no spoilers in the chat. I know people wouldn't do that anyway, but I'm looking forward to watching tomorrow. I'm going to binge it. The 3 episodes. Are the episodes long? Are the episodes like 40 minutes or an hour? I'm guessing they're not an hour. I'm guessing they're in around 40 minutes. But you know what I don't like? I don't like when some episodes of, like, these TV shows are like 50 minutes and some are 20. You just pick a time. Just make them an hour each, an actual hour. Like, not like 40 minutes and then 20 minutes of credits. Give us an hour of content, or give us 40 minutes. Give us like the actual content. Sorry, rant over. Oh yeah, the tumbler is going to be huge. I'm working out how I'm going to display it. Display the Pattison once Jazz Inc. sends those out. Yeah, I saw that Jazz Inc. 1966 Batmobile. That looks cool. It just looks classy. So 30 plus, 40 minutes, 35, an average 40 minutes. Yeah, cool. Blurg makes my skin crawl. Piranha and T-Rex had a baby. Loving Andor so far. I'm hearing a lot of good things. I was surprised at how much Andor grew me. Excellent. The episode is not that long. There's like 7 minutes of credit at the end. Well, if it's good, it's good, hopefully. But yeah, I prefer longer stuff. Right, so that's the Blurg. What else did I have in the thumbnail and why? So the second thing then, yeah, this one. See if I don't know if you agree with me or not. Like, again, I'm way off the mark on this. Like, I don't know. I don't be way off the mark for this. So that was a bad idea, typing in Iron Man. There's only about 2 million of them on the site. So this one here, hear me out. I think this is going to sit, because I'd imagine, because it's Iron Man and being the cash cow, even though it's not a traditional suit, I think they're going to go overproduce these. I think if anything, at Iron Man, they're going to produce loads of them. And as cool as this is, I do think a lot of people, especially if people just want 1, maybe 2 Iron Mans in their collection, they're not going to go for something like this. And I think this is going to sit. What do you think? And again, I think it looks cool. Like the Mark II mask and LED light up arc reactor. I didn't realize this was LED. I know that the Mark I had LED light up and the engine, the wheels that turned the back are LED. I thought that was cool. Or sorry, USB. Oh no, sorry. LED light up arc reactor. Oh right, sorry, I mistook LED for USB. So this is not USB powered. It's cool looking, but I don't think the head sculpt's that great. Am I wrong? Okay, it looks all right there. It looks a bit soft though. I know it's when he's from 2008, but like the sculpt is modern, so I thought there'd be going to be more detail in it. I really don't think that's a great Robert Downey Jr. sculpt. Am I out of my mind? What do you think? I do think this is going to sit. Iron Man, they'll make a load of them. I could be wrong. Maybe it goes on waitlist tomorrow. Is it possible, as Zarius would say? Each episode has that long credits. Does the Blurg fit in the tumbler? That's funny. Next year's Toy Fair exclusive, the Kronberg Blurg. Yeah, it could happen. Iron Man eyes Bat Blurg with zombie tumbler. Hey Riley, what's up? Yeah, definitely gotta stream. Good to see you, man. I think this is gonna sit. Thanks for that, Riley. And it's going to sit on the cabinet. Good stuff. Okay, Peter Cass. Hello, how are you? Thanks for watching. I'm all right, but I keep coughing every 2 seconds. Thanks for the comment, Pete. I like Andor. It's good for me. I'm looking forward to seeing it now. I'm looking forward. It'll be a nice Friday night kind of a treat to look forward to. All right. So the next thing I had in the thumbnail. The next one is actually a figure I'm interested in. I wonder will Sideshow's amazing search engine find her? Here we go. Right, so I wasn't gone on the Black Widow movie. Like, I'm a film fan first, so I find like with these movies, kind of maybe a bit extra critical. It was fine. It was like, it was a good popcorn movie. It was fine. Don't think it was bad. Like, I don't think it was like I really didn't like Multiverse of Madness or The Eternals. Didn't really like Shang-Chi either, to be honest, or Thor. But like, I didn't come out of Black Widow and kind of go, oh, that was bad. I thought it was fine. That was, it's grand. I thought Yelena was good. Thought her character was good. Thought she was funny. Thought the action scenes were good. And I don't have a Black Widow in my collection, so I'm considering getting the Black Widow from the Solo movie, the black and gold one, because I think the head sculpt looks fantastic, and the black and gold is kind of like a classic comic book look. So that'll be like, I don't have any female characters in my collection. I have the Ahsoka Rosario Dawson on the way. That'll be my first. Then that Black Widow, hopefully it turns out as good as the prototype. That's what I'm holding out for. I want to see if these head sculpts, if that Black Widow head sculpt's good enough, and if that's good enough, I think the two of these would look great posed together, especially if the contrast between the black and gold suit of Black Widow and the red hair, and then this white suit and her blonde hair. And she comes with a cool little accessory that I don't think I've seen before. Just the headphones. I think that's a deadly little accessory. But I think this is going to sit. I think this could potentially go like Taskmaster price. Taskmaster was about $100 there, $140, something there for a while. And it's not just Toys Wonderland either. Like, it's getting. I saw it reduced down a few sites. Maybe not to their extreme, but it was. So I don't know. Like, I think this head sculpt could be improved a bit. That's one good thing about pre-ordering. Like, you know, your money isn't tied up, and you actually get to see the final product. Like, you get to see if it has been cableized or not. But yeah, I am looking forward to that Black Widow, and if that head sculpt turns out good, I'm going to get that. And if this one turns out good, I think they could definitely do some work on this. The Scarlett Johansson one is really good. This definitely could be a bit better. I don't think it's bad, but definitely could be a bit better. But I'm going to wait, see how the two of them turn out. If I'm happy with them, wait a bit more. Hopefully they get dropped down. But I think this is going to sit as well. Like I think more stuff's going to sit than not, unless it's a drastic change in what's going on. Or maybe we're starting to see it now with these sideshow waitlists. Like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Shiny. Sorry. Yelena was the best part of Black Widow and Hawkeye. Love her. Yeah, I think she has good good kind of presence or something like. So it was so they need to make this movie about 5 to 6 years ago. Yeah, possibly. And with the delays as well. The head sculpt for Elena does look good, but past me, cool, figured out. I'm kind of more like getting it. Like, I'm considering getting it as like an accessory piece, like, because I do think that Black Widow, if the head sculpt turns out as good as the prototype, is going to be the one to have. And I just think she might look a bit lost there on her own, because I'm not going to get Taskmaster. And I just think the contrast between the black and white, I think this would look really well. So hopefully they both turn out good, and we'll see. And if they don't, well, I'll just save myself some money. What else do we have? Okay. So the next one. Right. Then I had, oh yeah, I kind of touched on this already, but I'll go through it. I shall go through it. So the next one was Spider-Man. So pre-release, Marvel. Where is he? Did I scroll past him? There we go. Okay, so I've got the Toby on pre-order, and again, it's not because I'm worried about missing out, it's because I just have to trim the fat on my wish list. Like, I don't want to get stoned for like 3 or 4 things dropping at the same time if I'm pre-ordering nothing and then going, all right, I just can't get those. I do like to have some things paid off. So I would like to have the integrated suit and then Andrew and Toby, but I have no interest in any of the bases because they take up a lot of space. I tend not to use the space. Unless something's particularly nice. Like I did pick up that Robocop in the chair. The chair is just, it's more than a base. It's not just a base, it's part of the movie. And I do like the base with the Mark 6 from Avengers. I think that's pretty cool. But I'm going to get the Toby. I've ordered the Toby without the base, the Sandman base. Whenever Andrew goes up for pre-order, I'll pre-order that again without Lizard. And I'm going to get the integrated suit, but without this base. And I think that would serve me better because I think this one's actually going to sit. The one I want, I believe, is going to sit. Makes sense, doesn't it? Because everyone raved about the base. You'd imagine there's 2 different versions. Imagine a lot more people would be interested in this than this. I'd imagine a lot more people would be interested, from what I hear in chats and forums and Facebook and streams, a lot of people want the bases, but I just want to put the 3 of them in the one detail of having a chat, like, you know. So, you know what I mean? Like, really, really simple. Like, I'd love to have the 3 of them just with because none of them have nanotech masks. At least I know Andrew and Toby don't, and I'm not sure if this mask. I think maybe it's this mask is that the upgraded suit? So I don't think that's nanotech. And I know that the nanotech went on, but I think no, that's not nanotech. So the three of them just basically showing off the good head sculpts, the great head sculpts, particularly the Toby, just like having a chat and holding the masks in her hand. I think that'd be a nice, simple display. No stands. It can be nice and clean and just like three of them having a chat. But yeah, I think this one's going to sit for no reason. I think more people be attracted to this. And finally, this one might be a bit of a controversial one, but I think your man Wen Wu's going to sit. So where is it? Marvel pre-release. So he should be down. Oh, this is annoying to find actually. Oh, it's not too bad. Yeah, I think this guy might sit because I know he's a very, very popular actor in China, and they'll probably produce a lot maybe for that reason. But I'm not so sure how excited people are about Shang-Chi now. I know at the time it was well received. I personally wasn't gone it. I really liked the bus scene. That was worth the price of admission, but overall wasn't one I'll go back to. But this is a very popular actor, very respected actor, I believe. I'd imagine the movie being as big as it was and being Disney and Marvel, I think they will produce a lot of these. But I definitely see this sitting. Again, the hype beast for that movie has probably died down. Oh, thanks, Pete. I appreciate that. We must work out time in a day for an episode of Visions, because I'd love to have yourself on an episode and then Ian on another episode and just pick your brains for an hour or so. Thanks for tuning in, man. Folks, I think I'm going to have to cut this a bit short because I'm getting a really scratchy throat and probably from talking too much at work. So, folks, I'm just going to call it a night there, but thank you very much for tuning in and watching and engaging. And yeah, maybe if you want to comment on the stream and just give us your top 3 sitters. What pre-order figures haven't been released yet, but you think that when they are released, they're gonna sit. So I'm editing a video at the moment that I recorded earlier on. It's my top 10 favorite figures in my collection. I'm gonna try and go in and do that now, and then pop that up within the next half an hour if I can. So yeah, thank you very much, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.